Hey guys, Martin from Worshipful Tech, and I am so excited to get to share this with you. It's something that I've been working on for a couple months, and the guy who helped get it figured out, he's been working on it for a couple of years. And so when he told me, it was just like, this is awesome. I want to share it. I want to figure out how to do it and share it with you guys as quickly as possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive in pretty quickly on how to do this, and I'm just going to walk you through the best I can. So let's open up ProPresenter and we will get started. So in ProPresenter, where we're going to start is we are going to make sure that Planning Center is connected to our ProPresenter account, and then we're going to make sure our ProPresenter is connected to a Stream Deck. So what we are going to do is we are going to control the Planning Center countdown through our items in ProPresenter. This is a game changer because I've been doing it manually. I'm sure you guys have all been doing it manually for years, and it's one of those things that it's easy to forget, or as volunteer forgets, and this will just help keep your services as accurate as possible for the review time that is happening. So let's dive in and get started. So in the top right here, you can see that we have our Planning Center services connected to ProPresenter. And so then we're going to go into ProPresenter settings and add a device. So what we're going to do in here is we're going to add a device on the bottom and click on Rosstalk. So the Rosstalk is how it's going to communicate to the companion. I named mine Companion up here so it's easy to remember. You set it to the network, make it a controller, and then you're going to have the action be connect to any. For me, my Stream Deck is connected to my Mac that has ProPresenter on it. So if that's how you guys have it, whether it's a PC or a Mac, you should be able to just take that IP address of your computer or Mac and put it into ProPresenter and under here, and then make sure your port is set up correctly. So once that happens, you're going to make sure that you enable it. I didn't mean to close that. So settings, devices, make sure that you enable the connect, and then also make sure that Planning Center is connected to ProPresenter. Then go into your Stream Deck settings or companion settings. You'll have to connect Planning Center services to your companion. A lot of us have done that. So if you haven't, you're going to have to click this button here, and it will take you to your PCO API, developer API. I have the application ID and secret ID blurred out of this video so that because it's private, you don't want to share that with anybody and get it set up. I just have it labeled Services Live. And then under your parent folder, you're going to find this parent folder in PCO, and under your folders, if you guys use folders. So we have a weekly auditorium or service planning folder, and it's in your URL. The last couple digits of your URL is where that folder instance is. So that's where what you're gonna type in there, and then the number of plans is default is 7. I just left it at 7, keeps it easy. And then the polling and the polling rate, I have it at 3 seconds. That way, every time we update, if there's an update, it's seeing that within 3 seconds. So you hit save, and then under here, if you have ProPresenter set up, what you're going to do is you are going to put the IP address in here and the ProPresenter port on here. Give like the controller password on there, and then down at the bottom, I also made sure the follower ProPresenter port was also set just to make sure that I wasn't missing something, and then you hit save. Once you have those connected, you can go into your buttons. This is where it gets fun because you're setting up the actions for this to take. So I created a whole new page just for this so that nobody's just pushing buttons and messing things up. And so under the first button, I just made it a previous button. I want to make sure that I can always go back to something if we go too far, accidentally skip something. We want to make sure we have that available to us on the Stream Deck. And then also in ProPresenter, have that as well. So I just typed in previous for the button title. And then under the press actions, I selected Services Live, go to next item. And then it sees the Services Live connection. And then our PCO plan, you select the date that you're working with. Now, you will have to come in and change the date of the plan each week that you're working on. And then I did the same thing for this next button. But instead of it being go to previous item, it's the go to next item. Services Live, that weekly change there. This is so new that I literally got it taken care of today. The guy who helped get it set up, he was the one who has been working on this for a couple years. I got his permission to share it with you guys just to make all of our lives that much easier for our services. So I don't have everything ironed out, all the minor details perfect, but it's a start and it gets you guys started on where to go to next. So also on my Stream Deck, I have the current item. I will link all of this text into the description so you guys don't have to search for it very far and can just copy and paste it into your button text string and make that happen. It's not there's no action items that need to happen with these. It's just reading from PCO and going in. Same thing. This is the time remaining. Every time you click next or gets your different item there, it will count down for you on this button here. This button down here, it's the next item. Again, all of this will be linked to in the description, so you guys we don't have to linger on this very long. And then this is our next item length. So to give you an idea of what that looks like, I'm going to hit test, and we have our live welcome song transition, 24 seconds, and then our song, You Cannot Be Stopped, which is 4 minutes and 26 seconds. If I hit it again, it will jump up to that next item. I'm going to go back, and it takes us back to the start of service. What you'll have to do then is, because it's Rosstalk, you'll want to make sure that Rosstalk is set up in your settings. So if you go to settings, scroll down to Rosstalk, make sure it's enabled, and then over here it will tell you how you need to set up your commands. So whatever page you set up on your Stream Deck is what page you are going to put here. So this is page 2:5. So it's button 5. Button 5, and it's CC space page number : button number. And that is how you trigger those buttons. So in ProPresenter, once you have those things enabled and ready to go, and you figured the button out, what button you're pushing, what page number you're on, you're going to go back into ProPresenter, and then I have it under our macros. I just created a new page again so nobody can go poking around and change everything. You are going to edit action or add action communication, and then make it custom control. And then under that custom control, you are going to do the CC I have it set to, this one is going to the page row column, and is how I had to do it. So it's page 2, column, I don't remember what it was, column 1, or column 2, button 1, or so, yeah, sorry, page 2, row 2, column 1. And so that is how I have it fired on mine. And then this one is 210, like number 2, or page 2, button 10. I didn't try this one to see if it will work if I make it the 2, I think it's 218, but let me try that real quick. So see if that still fires the next thing. Yep, it still fires. So I know that it's button 18 because of the amount of times that I've tried to do this. But as you can see in the top, I have Planning Center, or ProPresenter, controlling Planning Center up here. And so what I did to make it make sense is under our countdowns, whenever our countdown timer fires, it's going to fire that walk-in. Sorry about the music. It should be firing that walk-in. And then, I'm sorry, the live, it won't fire anything for the countdown, sorry. And then usually we play our announcements at the top of the service, so I'd put a next on there and it would fire that. But this week we're going into a live welcome. I need to delete our walk-in in Planning Center. So let me disable that real quick, see if this works, or see how quickly it picks up from here. So it should be 3 seconds, and it knows that there's not anything. So let's go back to Planning Center. And then we'll go here, and down at the bottom it kicked to that live welcome. And we can double check that in our buttons. Yep, live welcome, song transition, you cannot be stopped. It fired that, changed that, and there under services live, it also changed it.